Okay po, good night. Good night, madam. Under the authorized clause, an authorized driver must not only be permitted to drive it is also essential that he is permitted under the law. Salamat. X was riding in suburban utility vehicle, suburban utility vehicle SUV, covered by comprehensive motor vehicle liability insurance, underwritten by a fast-pay insurance company when it collided with speeding bus owned by Travel Incorporated. The collision resulted to various serious injuries to XY, passenger of the bus, and Z, pedestrian waiting for a ride at the scene of the collision. The police report established that the bus was the offending vehicle. The bus had a CMB policy issued by Dragon Insurance Corporation. XYZ jointly sued RM Travel and Dragon Insurance. RM Travel for indemnity under the insurance code of America. The lower court appealed that no fault indemnity policy of the statute dismissed the suit against Alim Travel and ordered Dragon Insurance to pay indemnity. Plaintiffs, do you agree with the court's judgment? As a rule, an insurance contract is consensual and voluntary. The exception in case of inland marine insurance, industrial life insurance, motor vehicle liability, life insurance. Right? An insurance contract is consensual and voluntary. Exception to case, inland motor vehicle. May 26, 2000, just insured with Jack Insurance is 2014 Toyota Corolla sedan under a comprehensive motor vehicle insurance policy for 1 year. July 1, 2014, this car was unlawfully taken. Hence, he immediately reported the thief to the Traffic Management Command, TMC, of the Philippine National Police, which made Jess accomplish the complaint sheet as part of the procedure. In the complaint sheet, Jess alleged that a certain Derek Silat took possession of the subject vehicle to add accessories and improvements thereon. However, Silat failed to return the subject vehicle within the 3-day period. As a result, Jess notified Jack that his claim for reimbursement of the value of the vehicle under the insurance policy. Jack refused to pay, claiming that there is no thief as Jess gave Silat lawful possession of the car. Is Jack correct? No, Jack is not correct. Following the ruling of the Supreme Court, the corporation, spouses Yves and Teresa lost a case with similar facts. The problem will constitute as thief covered by the policy since it has been given to him for a specific purpose to add accessories and improvements within certain timeline. Cheryl insured her newly acquired car, Nissan Maxima, against any loss or damage of $50,000 and against third-party liability for $20,000 with XYZ Insurance Corporation. Third-party liability, $20,000 and loss or damage $50,000. Shout out, good evening. The car must be driven only by the authorized driver who is either the insured or any person driving on the insured's order or with his permission, provided that the person driving is permitted in accordance with the licensing and other laws regulations drive motor vehicle and not disqualified from driving such motor vehicle by order of the court. During the effective policy, the car, then driven by Cheryl herself, who had no driver's license, met an accident, was extensively damaged. The estimated cost of the repair was $40,000. Cheryl immediately notified XYG, but the latter refused to pay by alleging that Cheryl violated the terms thereof when she drove without the driver's license. Is the insurer correct? No, Jack is not correct. Following the rules of Supreme Court under Palermo Pyramid, the prohibition of a person from operating a motor vehicle on the highway without a license or with an expired license if the infraction is committed by insured person. If the infraction is committed by the insured herself, the same is not a bar to recovery under insurance contract. Kasi owner siya. marine insurance. 65. Shout out sa 3 million people in the air. Study lang tayo. Review. Salamat. Peril of the sea. Or ship. Not peril of the ship. Peril of the sea has been said to include only such losses which are extraordinary in nature. Peril of the sea has been said to include only such losses as are extraordinary nature, arise from some overwhelming power which cannot be guarded against by an ordinary exertion of human skill or prudence. Perils of the sea have been said that to include only such losses as are of extraordinary nature or arise from some overwhelming power such cannot be guarded against by the ordinary exertion of human skill and prudence. Damage done to a vessel by perils of the sea includes every species of damages done to a vessel at sea, as distinguished from the ordinary wear and tear. Okay. Pag perils of the sea includes every species of damages as distinguished from the ordinary wear and tear of the voyage and distinct from injury suffered by the vessel consequence of not being seaworthy the outset of her voyage. Pag perils of the sea, such losses are of extraordinary in nature and cannot be controlled by human skill or prudence. Ordinary exertion of human skill or prudence. Peril of the ship, those who are wear and tear in nature of the voyage, ordinary wear and tear. To hold, to buy my pardon, distinguish from ordinary wear and tear of the voyage and distinct from injuries suffered by the vessel in consequence of her not being seaworthy of the outset of her voyage. It is also the general rule that everything which happens through the inherent vice of the thing and by the act of the owners, master or shipper shall not be reputed a peril, if not otherwise borne in the policy. Pag sea of the perils, those includes only such losses which are extraordinary in nature or arise from some overwhelming power which cannot be guarded by ordinary exertion of human skill or prudence. Pag peril is seaworthiness from peril of the ship, distinguished from an ordinary wear and tear of the voyage. It must be considered to be settled further that the loss which in the ordinary course of events resulted from the natural and inevitable action of the sea. The loss results from the natural and inevitable action of the sea, from the ordinary wear and tear of the ship, and from the negligent failure of the ship's owner to provide a vessel with proper equipment to convey the cargo under ordinary conditions is not peril of the sea. Such a loss is rather due to what has been aptly called peril of the ship. The insurer undertakes to insure against perils of the sea and similar perils, not against perils of the ship. The insurer undertakes to insure against the peril of the sea and relative perils, similar perils, and not the perils of the ship. Every marine insurance upon a ship or freight or freightage, or upon anything which is subject to marine insurance, a warranty is implied that the ship is seaworthy. A warranty is implied that the ship is seaworthy. A ship is seaworthy when reasonable fit to perform service or encounter in ordinary perils of the voyage contemplated by the parties of the policy. A ship is seaworthy. Warranty is implied that the ship is seaworthy. Ship is seaworthy when reasonable fit to perform the service and to encounter the ordinary perils of the voyage contemplated by the parties of the policy. Thank you sa viewers. Shout out, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Study konti before tulog. Salamat sa pag-view. A warranty of seaworthiness extends not only to the condition of the structure of the ship itself, but requires that it be properly laden and provided with a competent master, sufficient number of competent officers and seamen, and the requisite appurtenances and equipment such as ballast, cables and anchors, cordage and sails, food, water, fuel, lights, and other necessary or proper stores and implements of the voyage. Deviation is a departure from the course of voyage insured. Departure from the course of the voyage insured mentioned the last two sections on the unreasonable delay in pursuing the voyage or commencement of an entirely different voyage. So, tawagan na deviation. Deviation is proper when caused by circumstance over which neither the master nor the owner of the ship has any control. When necessary to comply with a warranty or to avoid a peril, whether or not peril is insured against. When made in good faith and upon reasonable grounds of belief in its necessity to avoid a peril, and then when made in good faith for the purpose of saving human life or relieving another vessel to distress, that's proper deviation. Proper deviation. Every deviation not specified in the last section is improper. An insurer is not liable for any loss into the thing insured subsequently for the improper deviation. Loss. A loss may be either total or partial. Every loss which not total is partial. A total loss may be either actual or constructive. An actual total loss is caused by total destruction of the thing insured. Actual total loss. irretrievable loss of the thing by sinking or by being broken up, any damage of the thing which renders it valueless to the owner for the purpose for which is held it, any other event ineffectively deprives the owner of the possession at the port of destination of the thing insured. A constructive total loss is one which gives to a person insured the right to abandon. An actual loss may be presumed from the continued absence of the ship without being heard of. The length of time which is sufficient to raise this presumption depends on the circumstance of the case. Section 134. Shout out sa dalawang kaibigan dyan. Abandonment. Abandonment in marine insurance is the act of the insured by which, after the contracted total loss, he declares to relinquish the insurer of his interest in the thing insured. A person insured by a contract of marine insurance may abandon the thing insured or any particular portion thereof separately valued by the policy or otherwise separately insured and recover for total loss thereof when the cause of the loss is peril insured against. If more than three-fourths thereof in value is actually lost or would have to be expended to recover it from the peril, total loss na yan. Abandonment. If it is injured to such an extent as to reduce its value more than three-fourths. Ayan. Okay. If the thing insured is a ship and the contemplated voyage cannot be lawfully performed without incurring either in the expense of insured or more than three-fourths the value of the thing abandoned or a risk and information upon which abandonment has been made proves incorrect, and the thing insured was so far restored when the abandonment was made that was then the fact no total loss, the abandonment becomes ineffectual. A marine insurance policy of a cargo states that the insurer shall be liable for losses incident to perils of the sea. During the voyage, seawater entered the compartment where the cargo was stored due to the defective drain pipe of the ship. The insured filed an action for the policy and the recovery of damage caused by the cargo. May the insured recover damages? No. Peril of the sea is caused by, includes the cause by extraordinary uh, and not of the defect of the ship. Following the ruling of Supreme Court in Severe Roque and the Supreme Court, the cause of a loss was defective drain pipe of the ship, which is considered the peril of the ship and not the peril of the sea. As such, the risk is not covered by the marine insurance and the insured cannot be recovered from it. T Shipping Corporation insured all of its vessels with our insurance company. The insurance policies state that the insurer shall answer for all damages due to perils of the sea. One of the insured ships, the MV Don Priscilla, ran aground in the Panama Canal when its engine pipes leaked and the oil seeped into the cargo compartment. Engine pipe leak. The leakage was caused by the extensive mileage that the ship had accumulated. May the insurer be made to answer the damage of the cargo of the ship? No. The proximate cause of damage was breach of warranty of seaworthiness of the ship. The proximate cause of damage was due to ordinary usage of the ship and does not due to D. On a clear weather, Imbisundo carrying insured cargo left the port of Manila bound for Cebu. While at sea, the vessel encountered a strong typhoon, forcing the captain to steer the vessel of the nearest island, where it stayed for 7 days. The vessel ran out of provision to its passenger. Consequently, the vessel proceeded to Leyte to replenish its supplies. Assuming that the cargo was damaged because of such deviation, who between the insurance company or the owner of cargo bears the loss? The owner of the cargo. The insurance company bears the loss. Oy, ano naman, 7 days na biya. Under Section 126 Amended Insurance Code, it is considered a proper deviation when the same is caused by circumstance over which neither the master nor the owner of the ship has any control. And since the cause of deviation is a strong typhoon, it falls is a proper deviation and hence the insurance company. Okay. And stayed for 7 days. The vessel ran out. Okay, sige, mamang kaha. Under the insurance code, it considered proper deviation when the same is caused by circumstance over which neither the master nor the owner of the ship has control. Since the cause of deviation is due to a strong typhoon, it falls as a proper deviation and hence the insurance company bears the loss. Okay. 85. T, the captain of MV Don Alan, while asleep of his cabin, dreamed of an intensity B earthquake along the path of the ship. Waking up and immediately ordered the ship to return to port. True enough, the earthquake and tsunami struck 3 days later and the ship was saved. Was the division proper? No. because no reasonable ground for avoiding a peril existed at the time of the deviation. RC Corporation purchased from Thailand, which intended to sell locally. Due to stormy weather, the ship carrying the rice became submerged in seawater, and with it, the rice cargo. When the cargo arrived in Manila, RC filed a claim for total loss with the insurer because the rice was no longer fit to human consumption. Admittedly, the rice could still be used for animal feed. Is RC claim of total loss justified? Yes. RC claims total loss is justified under Section 141 of the Amended Universal Code if the thing insured or any particular portion thereof is injured to such extent as to reduce the value more than three-fourth, as to reduce the value more than three-fourth, the same may be abandoned. Wala siya basihan. Total loss na siya. Total loss kay more than three-fourth, reduce its value to more than three-fourth. The same may be abandoned. Hence, since the rice is no longer fit for its intended purpose, which renders its value totally different from its purpose, the same way may be abandoned, and thus RC's claim of total loss is justified. Insurance. Okay. Lord, salamat sa panahon. Mga kapatid,